Hey guys, so right now I'm going to do a benchmark video. This is our first one. So um, the graphics card that we're using is a R7 260X made by AMD, and my processor, which it doesn't really match up like the processor in performance or like rating terms, is much higher, but obviously it doesn't have a graphics card connected to it, meaning it's not an APU, so whatever, you know, it's kind of an uneven match, I guess you could say. You kind of wanna, I guess you'd wanna equal pair of parts in your computer, but anyways, right now we're just gonna test it out. It's on 1080p. We have it on full screen. VSync is off. Anti-aliasing is on MSAA4. I couldn't do it on 8. It was just not responding, so right now we're going to see what happens. So we're going to get to it. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, and everything's on high, and motion blur and depth of field are both on. So that's just one thing. So as you can tell, basically what I did is I tried to make it so smoke would come out of the vehicle. Oh, just lagged there. Hopefully I didn't lose the video. But basically it just lagged there, and what I'm trying to do is make it so that there's stuff coming like out of the vehicle just to see and test it, the frames per second. But obviously there's the bridge, and as you can see on the top left, those are the frames per second. Right now it's at 13, 14, 15. It's averaging about about 15 or 16. We're gonna try a fast vehicle. We tried that, and now we're gonna try a faster vehicle just to see what happens. And oops, my bad. It is, it's still lagging. It's even dropping even more than it was before. Oh yeah, not doing so hot. It's freezing up in the air. Alright, now to make it a little bit better, let's see what happens if we put this on, let's see, we'll put this on MSAA2 and we'll apply. Alright, now right now it's at 20, 21. That's kind of what it's going at. And we'll see what happens when we jump off of this. So it seems like the lowest it went there is 19, 18, 17. Around that, just went down a second ago. Highest it seems like it's been is 22. But right there is about 20, 21. So it's mostly been 20 most of the time. Up and then went up to 23 just then. So now to compare it again, doing jumps and trying to make it so things like, I go high and I'm moving around and stuff like that just to see. We will go down to just temporal MSA. Alright. Now we'll do that. Now let's see. It's at 24, 23, 24, 23, drop down to 22, drop down to 21, and as you can tell, one of the things I want to point out is that it's also raining, so that's another thing is that, there's stuff going on around, like rain and stuff like that, and occasionally you'd see lightning, or like, just like lightning, it wouldn't actually strike or anything like that. But now, so basically that's still, that went around 24, 23. So I mean that's that. But occasionally it would still drop down to, what it was a little while ago, which was about 20. But yeah, I've seen it while this was on and everything was on high. It would drop down occasionally at 20. But as you can see, it's kind of sustaining 22, 23. Oops. Even when I crashed, it seemed like it didn't really go like totally down into the teens, but that's that. So now we will... Jeez, I keep on going too far. We'll go down to SMAA. So let's see. So it's still doing some similar FPS, as you can see on the top left. Up, and it just went totally down as we went into this. So, you know, that was a total frame drop. But anyways, you know, it's actually, as I go faster, obviously you can see it's starting to go down. But in all honesty, there wasn't a giant difference from the last one, temporal, to just SMAA. So, now let's try and go to FXAA and see what happens. So, let's see. Right now, still staying around the same thing. Not much change in all honesty. Let's see if it stops here. Oh, well it didn't like totally stop just there. Because last time it totally like just stopped blank. So I mean, it's staying around still. Right here it's staying around 20, 22. But as I get out of here it's 24, 25 usually. Seems like the max it gets. Especially like, you know, the frames per second will obviously go up in like less populated areas, but this is a decently populated area. So it's kind of good to do it here. And now we'll turn the anti-aliasing fully off. And let's see what we got. And in all honesty, it's still the same. Awkwardly enough, it's just totally lagged there. So, you know, it seems like there's some limit when it's on, you know, everything's on high. You know, there's a limit on how high the FPS will go, it seems like. So, I mean, that kind of tells me that when you put on, let's say, medium, let's say, you can try and experiment to the highest you can go on the anti-aliasing, you know, without it actually dropping much, because it seems like it just, as I went down, it didn't really go, the FPS didn't really go up that much. So, I mean, that's just some of my tests. So, in all honesty, if you are someone who is, you know, not really big into the graphics, and they're just, you know, looking for you know, a great way to play some fun games, and just play the story, don't care about the graphics, you know, the R7 260X, great decision. It's only approximately $140, and it, you know, is decently good for $140. But if you're a serious gamer and you still want a good price for performance ratio that can play like almost all of the games today, then and you're probably looking in more of like a 200 range, then, you know, I'd probably suggest the R9 280. If you're looking something for, you know, probably one that uses less power and doesn't expel so much heat, then, you know, I'd suggest probably something around the same price as the R9 280, something like the GTX 6, or no, GTX 760. That's what I'm trying to say. So that'd be a better idea if you want something a little better that doesn't use as much power. So those are probably the two graphics cards I would suggest that have good price performance ratio that would, you know, help you to play these types of games on Ultra. So if you like the video, be sure to rate it, and, you know, put down in the comments what you think of the video, and then, you know, be sure to subscribe. It really helps the channel. and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks, guys.